next up, I do want to talk about Pacific, because last week Pacific was added a couple of names and a couple of big names. I'm going to start with Jazz Gardner, who was the latest of the additions, the 7-foot Nevada transfer. Only played 12 games for them, but he was highly recruited, 4-star recruit from Southern California. He was a guy that was really I know St. Mary's had on their radar for a while. I think he was on St. Mary's was on Gardner's short list for a long time as he got closer to choosing Nevada. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time for that Nevada squad. He went into the portal, and Pacific was able to grab him. And Pacific has been, again, busy. New head coach Dave Smart has done, I think, a really good job of starting to piece this roster back together, because this roster was bare once the portal started. They are also able to pick up last week Elijah Fisher, former 5-star out of Toronto. He was at DePaul a year ago. The 6'6" guard had average 10 points a game, 52% from the field. He did spend a year at Texas Tech, so there's also that connection as well. And he was also part of the 2023 FIBA U19 World Cup, averaged 11.7, 6.4 rebounds. He's going to be a guy I think is going to be a critical piece in this early going for Pacific, as is Gardner. Keep in mind, this is also a team that's already added Lamar Washington, the transfer from Texas Tech. Jefferson Koulibaly spent time in both Washington State and SMU, so this is going to be another familiar name and face for those Washington State fans, as Koulibaly makes his trip out west to be on the Pacific squad. They bring in 4 guys who have high level experience, and yeah, I'm going to include Jazz Gardner at Nevada, because last year's Mountain West was no joke, with 6 teams in the tournament. You look at Elijah Fisher coming from the Big East. You look at Lamar Washington coming from the Big 12. You look at Koulibaly, who spent time in the Pac-12 in his first year in college. Pacific's done a really good job of rebuilding it to this point. Obviously, a long way to go. There's plenty of names still there, but Pacific is making some moves here early on in the portal, adding a couple of former high level recruits, 4-star, a 5-star, coming in to this program that needs a complete facelift, and it's looking good so far. This Pacific staff has done a really good job putting this together, and it'll be exciting to kind of see who else they're able to add as they kind of keep this train moving, because this was a team who arguably was maybe the worst team in all of college basketball a year ago. And just with the on paper additions that they have made, they won't be that bad this year.